It's award season in disc golf. Let's talk about that. This is Honest Abe Disc Golf. Hey guys, what's going on? Honest Abe coming at you with another video. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing pretty good. Life's been busy, so sorry about no video on Saturday, but things have been happening. So I want to give a big shout out, congratulations to my brother-in-law, I guess. They just had their first child, and pretty cool. Last week, I think she's a week old. She'll be a week old. I guess when you guys watch this, she'll be a week old in a day. When you guys are watching this on Wednesday, so pretty cool. So yeah, things have been happening, and really excited for them. I play a lot with my brother-in-law. We play disc golf a lot up in Morristown, and so he's a big disc golfer. I got to play with him at States this past March, and it was really fun. So anyways, congrats to them and the new baby addition to the family. So D-Glow just happened. Last DGP event before the playoffs. Yeah, man. So today I wanted to talk about my thoughts on awards for disc golf, and of course the player of the year, and of course the rookie of the year. Who are your thoughts? Before I even dive right now, I want you to go down to the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. Who is your player of the year? Who is your rookie of the year? What are your thoughts on disc golf awards? I have some, and we're going to talk about that. So anyways, first off, I think there needs to be more than just a player of the year and a rookie of the year, because in my mind, I think, I think there's so much room to expand the awards within disc golf. We'll start out very simply. The award for like Miss Congeniality, Mr. Congeniality, or something along those lines. I don't know. My wife, she loves that movie, and so I've watched it once or twice. But yeah, like somebody who is doing good for disc golf, whatever award we want to call it. So I have some thoughts. Who is the pro player that is expanding disc golf? You can do a male and a female award for that. Obviously, I think probably Paul McBeth is doing a lot in that area. He's expanding disc golf a lot, but there's a lot of others, especially like Paul Ulibarri, Ezra Aderhold. Some of these guys are doing a lot to expand disc golf, which is great. So maybe add that award. On the female side, like I know like Missy and Holland, they hold those clinics and stuff like that, help expanding disc golf, doing the clinics. I know Gannon Bird just did a clinic in Iowa, I think right before D-Glow. So and congrats to Gannon, back-to-back D-Glow wins. So congrats to him. Yeah, I think there's a lot more awards that we could offer. Throw out the award for the best putter. Best C1 putter, best C2 putter. Who had the most fairway hits within the season? Compile those stats. Award a lot of these different awards just for things that they do out on the disc golf course. I think that would be really cool. And maybe even fans can vote on them. I know we'll get the vote on our player of the year, rookie of the year here. And I think they can expand on that a lot. So first, let's talk about rookie of the year. I don't know much about the rookies, especially on the male side. And the only one that I've really heard of on the female side is Rebecca Dawn. She's the only one who has done really good. So on that front, I think she probably has that for female player of the year, but I'm not sure. I haven't really looked at the points and the standings for that. But I think one of the big keys for this is we need to distinguish between the best player and player of the year. There needs to be a separation, because I think player of the year has a whole lot of different things compiled into it not just the best player. Obviously, a lot of people are going to vote for Gannon Buhr. Dude is rocking right now. Let's say on the men's side, he's amazing. He's a great player, and yeah, I think he could probably win it back to back years here in the future. But that gets kind of boring, in my opinion. I mean, are we just gonna just wrap it up and minus a major injury that prevents him from playing? He's gonna. I think he won it last year. He's gonna win it probably this year. What can we do to mix it up a little bit? So I think this award needs to be split up into two. We need to have a player of the year, and then just like the best player, or the MVP. We'll call it the MVP award. All right, and so that's my thoughts on that, because one, in my opinion, right now, I think probably Kyle Klein has had one of the best years amongst all the players. I think he's had one DNF. A couple of the majors he didn't place very well, but basically like all the Elite Series ones, like he's been top 5, I think, in majority of them, top 10. He's had a great season. He hasn't had a good win, but he's had a great season, and I think that is valid. I think Ezra Aderhold got his first win. He's had a great season. I think he's ranked in the top 10 right now. So, that could be something to factor in. Ezra Robinson, he's got 2 wins this season. His first one, and he got a second one. He's playing very well. He's a top 10 player right now. So, yeah, I think there we could do a lot to expand this. So, but for my vote, for my vote for male player of the year, I think right now it's probably going to Kyle Klein. In my opinion, I could vote for Gannon. Gannon definitely is deserving of it. No shade or anything, no hate towards Gannon Buhr, because he is an amazing disc golfer. But I think overall, I think one of the things that we need to factor in the future is we need to have these players set goals for themselves. Gannon Buhr set a lofty goal for himself. He wanted to break the ratings record this year, and he set that goal. He's not going to do it probably unless he shoots like 1,100 rounds all the rest of the rounds during the playoffs. But that's a lofty goal. So if we have the players go and say, hey, these are my goals for the season, well, did you match those goals? Did you meet those goals and have a good season to qualify for player of the year? I think one of the other things that we need to do for disc golf, for the player of the year award, not just doing goals, but we need to split the votes up a little bit. So I think that we need to have a fan vote. We need to have a player vote. All right, well, fans, they're going to be biased. They're going to vote for their favorite players. And so maybe we break this up into a 33% thing to come to the 99%, and then we have a final 1% tally that is a tiebreaker if we need it. So fans get 33% of the vote. They're going to vote for their favorite players. Players vote unanimously, or not, whatever, but they get to log in, and they can't vote for themselves. They can't vote for themselves, but they get to cast a vote for their thoughts on those that they play with, who is the player of the year. And I think we need to have a board of some kind that puts in a vote, and they all, different board members, it could be, 15 people or whatever, retired players, whatever, and then they do it. And then that final vote, that goes to like the DGPT or the PDGA. And they have a small board of maybe, 5 votes or something, and that can be cast for the tiebreaker vote. I think that's the way it needs to be done. Because I think players voting for, they're the ones who play against each other week in and week out, and I think their opinion matters a lot. And if they can't vote for themselves, but they can see how their opponents have played this past season, that's a big statement, I think. And I think that would be really, really cool. For the female side, this year, Missy's, she's had a great season. But my vote goes to Ohn Scoggins on this. I just think Ohn has had an incredible season. She's, I think, 43 years old. She plays hard. She parties hard. She does everything full blast at her age. She's a year and a half older than I am. And man, she is on fire right now. So she would definitely get my vote as FPO Player of the Year. But I do think that we need to mix it up a little bit. You know, throw out a lot of different awards out there and have fun with it. You know, you can even have one for the biggest like gaffe or goof of award, and that could just be something funny. Somebody slipping and falling on a shot. We saw, I think Kyle Klein did it just this past weekend at D-Glow when he fell down the hill, and that's just funny. He didn't get hurt or nothing, but it's just a funny thing to vote on. So something like that. Mix up the Player of the Year awards, do an MVP award for Most Valuable Player, and then split up the vote a little bit. I think that would be so cool. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Who is your Player of the Year? Who is your Rookie of the Year for disc golf this season? All right, guys, I'm Honest Abe. We'll see you in the next one.